Good evening. My name is Randolph Scott. I represent a group of concerned classified city workers. And I'd like to first start saying that if those are the representatives that advise you all or the city in terms of this plan that the administration has proposed and indicated that it's okay, the city really needs to get themselves some new attorneys because that is unequivocally not the case. You know, I don't, you know, I at first thought that the city had hired some consultants and were relying upon I think the three various organizations that were that the CAO made comments on, and they did not have any legal representation or advisors. But now I think that the city's really in trouble, if this plan is implemented. I want to first make sure that you receive and make part of the record a letter from Smith Law Firm, which is the representation for the concerned classified city workers. I'd like to make sure that that is made part of the record. I'd like to also make sure that what's made part of the record is the letter from the Louisiana Civil Service League, which was previously mentioned, and that is from Mr. Daniel E. Sullivan, Executive Vice President, dated April 14, 2014. Please make that a part of the presentation and record. I want to talk about picking and choosing. The administration, Andy Copeland, has talked about part of his plan is that they want to really pick and choose who to hire and who to fire. I recall back in history of this city, we were picking and choosing. We had many lawsuits that was filed against the city because they were picking and choosing and did not go through a formal process like we have today, which I might say is excellent. We had the police department in the past have been under various consent decrees, suing and countersuing concerning that. We had the fire department that was under consent decree also for picking and choosing. We do not want to go back to those days, and I'm pretty sure that they all agree with that. We have overcome that, and we are better as a city with the civil service department. We've overcome a lot of obstacles. Yeah, we may have some more overcoming to do, but those parts we have overcome successfully. When the administration says that they want the appointing authorities to establish their own criteria, that cannot happen. You will have one department appointing authority establishing one criteria as compared to another appointing authority establishing a different criteria as compared to another appointing authority establishing a different criteria. This leads to discrimination. It may lead also to racism, especially when they're going to select from a list of employees and want to select from the bottom and not from the top. That cannot happen. Again, this city is far better than that, and we have rules and regulations governing the selection process, and it is one that is fair, currently fair, and it's one that everyone is, for the most part, in agreement with. I want to bring attention to a newspaper article by the Advocate. It stated when the Landrieu announced the effort publicly April 3rd, it appeared likely that it would clear the Civil Service Commission intact. One commission member, Rabbi Edward Paul Coyne, described the proposed changes as enlightened, progressive, fair, wonderful ideas. He said the full 5-member panel was in favor of the mayor's overhaul. In addition to that, Chief Administrative Officer Andy Copeland said that the administration had been meeting privately with commission as it worked through the proposals. We like to know what private meetings were held with commissioners, and we like to know why Rabbi Coyne considers this plan one as enlightened, progressive, fair, and wonderful when it violates the state constitution, Article 10. I mean, this is very, very serious, extremely serious. You're not to have backdoor meetings. with individuals, with this administration. There are specific rules in the state constitution that cites that should not happen and cannot happen. And for you to make public statements that you all have been meeting privately and think that this is a wonderful plan is in violation of the law. I mean, I think there are some very aggressive attorneys here too. I've seen these guys in action, and I wouldn't want them to be coming at me on anything because they are very serious. And I want to say too that if there's any violations that a member of this commission is partaking in, conflict of interest or anything that you all are partaking in, that would pursue very vehemently by them and also by our attorney. And I'm not trying to threaten you all at all, but I mean, facts are facts. And this is very serious. We're not going back to the 40s and the 50s in this city. We've progressed a great deal, and we do not.
Additional minutes.
We do not want to go back. Let me also read a portion of our attorney Smith's correspondence to you. He says, in our opinion, several of the proposals do present significant constitutional issues, assuming arguendo that public employees in New Orleans is governed by Louisiana Constitutional Article 10, Part 1. Several of the proposals would erode one of the cornerstones of the state's merit system. Independence from chief executive. Exclusion of the chief executive was a deliberate and fundamental feature of the 1974 Constitution. This was primarily for political reasons. Politics have no place in day-to-day operations of public agencies. This was primarily for political reasons. Here's practical reasons for chief executives are transient. Personnel systems should not be. Significantly, the only authority the Constitution gives the governor at the state level or the mayor at the city level is to appoint commission members from nomination submitted by presidents and named private colleges, and to approve, disapprove any rule or determining affecting wages or hours. Beyond that, the chief executive has no role. Therefore, any rule proposal that grants the chief executive additional authority over public personnel matters would defeat the constitutional intent. These include proposals, amendments to, and they go on to mention various proposals and rules. But again, I want to remind the civil service, you as commissioners, as what was previously stated, is that you have a duty, a legitimate and legal duty to uphold the civil service system and to defend and uphold classified civil service employees, and you do not have any duties to acquiesce to the politicians, the mayor's administration, or the governor. Thank you very much.